morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me this morning. Let us begin with our first practice, our heart-focused breathing technique. So let us now bring our awareness in the area of the heart, and just take slow, deep breaths. Visualize these flowing in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. See if you can use the 5-second rule, 5 seconds of breathing in one fell swoop, and 5 seconds of exhaling. And when you do that, don't stop at the top or at the bottom of the breath. Just maintain this breathing technique as if it's like very fluid, very gentle, and it's like you're rocking back and forth with taking those deep breaths in and placing awareness in the area of the heart as the breaths flow in the heart, and as you exhale, flowing out of the heart in a very gentle, deep cycle, and just getting connected with your body at this point in time. Slow, deep breaths. And just feel the wonderful energy and wave that's being created around you. See if you can connect with the gentle energies supporting you and around you. Tune into that. Become present as you take these slow, deep breaths. If you have some mind chatter going on, that's okay. It's important for you to just continue to allow the mind chatter not to bother you. It's important that you just allow yourself to be an observer rather than engage anything that's going on in your mind. So just allow things to just flow and pass. Know that you are supported. Everything's going to be wonderful. Everything is wonderful. And so begin this process of gently trusting the universe to give you whatever you need in the moment. And then finding that place in your heart of gratitude for always being there to hold your hand. Taking those deep breaths in. And as you're taking these deep breaths in, it's important to realize that the frequency that you're developing in your body, a particular frequency, a resonant frequency, is actually the same frequency of Gaia, of Earth. There's an actual frequency of Earth that resonates with the frequency that you're creating when you're taking these slow, deep breaths. And many of us know that as 0.1 hertz. So slow, deep breaths, and you're connecting with the natural world around you, creating a deeper connection, enhancing your intuition. It's a very simple process, and you can do this anytime with your eyes open or closed. Excellent. Thank you so much again for joining me this morning. And now for the I didn't know that moment. Today we want to talk about tuning your body. And we want to talk about tuning it like a piano because I want to show you a video of a metronome. A metronome keeps time, and it's something that piano tuners use all the time to make sure that their they're hitting the right time or tune the piano, but the people who play the piano, the maestros, the laymen who play the piano, have this metronome to keep time when they're playing it, and it's a way of tuning your body, and we want to be able to tune our body all the time. All right. So here's a video that I you don't have to worry about the sound of the video because we just want to see this metronome happening. So I'm gonna see if I can get this video going. So just view the video. If you can't see it, just send a chat to me telling me you can't see the video. But here goes the video. All right. You'll see that these are randomly triggered metronomes. Okay. And do you notice anything interesting happening here? In that instance, when you saw the metronomes like that, you see the photograph, these are metronomes that began, for those of you who are on the phone, of course, the metronomes began as random, so they were not synchronized. But as soon as it didn't take them long to become synchronized, so they were all moving in the same direction. And this is a phenomenon that happens. There's many instances where you've had more metronomes out there, like 30 or 40 or even 90. And you will see that when they're started randomly, that they all end up being synchronized together, even though they're not physically touching each other. So they're not physically touching each other. That means that there's some energetic thing happening between them. There's an energetic wave propagated in there that synchronizes it. And the question then becomes, because they're so random, each one of them is different when they start off. How do they know to lockstep into another one? So who leads, who follows? And this is the interesting thing about this particular experience and exercise, is that there are many papers written about this. But the most important part that we want to take away from this is that there are energy centers in our bodies. So we have these energy centers. Some of us know these to be chakras. Some of them know them to be like, when you look at the Eastern medicine and the Chinese medicine, there are energy centers, major energy centers in the body. Whatever you want to call them. These are palpable. There's actually magnetic fields associated with these energy centers. Interesting thing is, each of these energy centers are like these metronomes that we saw earlier. They all have if they're not synchronized together, they're working against each other. There's some stuck energy, and when that area is coherent, when you have that perfectly working centers, they all synchronize. And the one thing that I want you to take away from this particular segment is that it is the intelligence around the metronomes that caused it to synchronize to a resonant wave that is in line with the wave of the supporting energy around it. It's a similar situation in your body. When you begin to take the deep breaths like we've been doing here, you actually help harmonize the metronomes as a metaphor of every cell in that region. So they all work together, they're all kind of functioning well, and they're all harmonized with the right energy field. And so this is the takeaway. And again, this is just a small aspect of what we're going to discuss on February 24th. For those of you who are signed up for the Ignite program, we're going to unpack this a little bit more and show you techniques to get all energy centers harmonized and working properly, because that's one of the major steps that we need to undertake. So that is essentially the tuning your body like you tune a piano. And I hope this has been helpful. Let us now take it to the next level. Let us take it to the next level and see if we can begin the process of harmonizing the metronomes in our cells. And of course, there are no real metronomes in the cells. This is just a metaphor. But it is a sort of an energetic synchronization, and each energy center requires this. So let us begin to do this. Let us place our awareness in the area of the heart and just take slow, deep breaths. Visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Just breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. Put a gentle smile on your face. And now experience a regenerative emotion. Something that makes you feel elated, something that makes you feel joy, happiness, gratitude. The emotions are really the field, really create the field where it directs the metronomes in your cells to actually synchronize, because you're sending it a particular frequency. Emotions have frequency, they have vibration. And what you're doing is you're affecting the metronomes of your cell, metaphorically speaking, with the vibration of happiness, of joy. And therefore there's a resonant frequency, and it's all synchronizing everything. It's in training is another word for it. And we want to do that because the heart is the biggest generator of magnetic field. And so you have an electromagnetic field around you, and the heart is a powerful engine. So if we focus our awareness in the heart as we're doing now, and we're taking slow, deep breaths, and now we're experiencing regenerative emotions, putting a smile on our face, we are now entraining the rest of our system just from that powerful energy that's filling up our bubble. So I welcome you to continue this practice and continue to do this technique as you take the slow, deep breaths in and experience a regenerative emotion. Experience the power that comes from your emotions, that is joy, gratitude. You will reverse all the frustration that you felt. You will begin to generate more anti-aging, rejuvenating hormones. Slow, deep breaths. And just experience these emotions, these powerful regenerative emotions for the next few minutes, and just sit with that. Remember, slow, deep breaths, very gentle, very flowing. Do not stop at the top or at the bottom. Continue this breathing technique. See if you can practice this with your eyes open for the next minute or so. It may not be easy, but this is how we want to develop. We want to be able to do this while we're driving, while we are engaged in life. This is how we want to do it. We want to do this technique and feel the emotions we want to feel when we are dealing with life's challenges. This is the power of this technique. And this is not even the advanced technique yet. This is just a basic technique. But see what happens when you open your eyes as you take these slow, gentle, deep breaths in and experience regenerative emotions. Experience calm, experience peace, and really feel it. Feel it in the heart. This is where the magic happens, in the heart. Well, thank you so much for taking the 15 minutes out of your day and busy schedule for joining me for this 15 minutes of Espresso Shot Moment. Happy to take questions if you have. And as you're typing in the questions, those of you who are involved or are members of the Ignite program, there are 2 replays that are available to you now, in addition to the other ones that were there before. So taking the deep dive has workbooks and worksheets for you to kind of unpack what you want to create out of 2019. It was a very interesting engagement I got from people in there. So please feel free to access this if you're a member of Ignite. We just completed yesterday Activate Your Inner Truth Radar. This is where you amplify your intuition. We apply an advanced heart map technique for this particular thing, and the replay is already available to Ignite members. On February 24th, we're going to be talking about influence the energy field governing your body. This is basically an expanded view version of this particular espresso shot. We're going to be unpacking this a bit more. We're going to be looking at a lot more science evidence, and then we're going to do an advanced technique to align our energy centers like we would align the metronomes. So something wonderful coming up for the next couple of times. I can see some questions are coming up. So if you're not a member of Ignite, you may want to check it out. It's only $15 a month Canadian, and you can cancel anytime you want. All right, let's see what's coming through. So we have Sue has said that it would be nice if humanity could synchronize like this. Do you think it could ever be possible? Absolutely, Sue. As a matter of fact, there are individuals who are putting together a global movement. You can go and practice this technique, the advanced heart map techniques, with others, and people do that all the time. And yes, actually, there's a lot of evidence to show that this synchronization, when you are synchronized, it actually helps synchronize humanity. It doesn't take too many to affect a lot more. There's a formula out there that has been reported by some of the best authors in this metaphysical scientific industry, where they've talked about the square root of 1% of a population. When they are focused and synchronized, they actually affect an entire population. And so if you do the math, if you've got 1 million people in population, you just have to take 1% of 1 million and take the square root of that 1%. And that's the number of people focused in this way, in a coherence building exercise, that will change the entire 1 million population. So yes, Sue, it is absolutely possible. There are people doing it, and we are also doing it here. Not only people that are live here, but also people that have been tuning in the webinar replay. We're all adding to this energy. Thank you for that question, Sue. That's wonderful. It will be discussed in a little bit more detail at the next in February 24th. Yes, thank you so much, Shamir. This is Anne, I believe. Anne says, thank you so much, Shamir. Yes, Susan, I was wondering whether we also help and train the people around us. 100% yes. I actually am doing corporate training for our nonprofit organization. And, I mentioned to them, I showed them the entire how their systems are going to entrain others, because they help people. It's a distress center. They help people overcome grief and anxiety, sometimes suicidal calls. So I'm showing them that. As a matter of fact, the 4-part series that I'm presenting to them in the training, I'm going to be bringing it to you after February. So if you go on the Ignite website, you'll see upcoming workshops. You will see that there's a 4-part from talking about balanced care and unbalanced care. I see that as a big issue. When we care too much, when we love too much, when we care about others too much, we drain our own energies. And this is something that is not unique to any one person. It's happening organizationally as well, especially organizations that help serve others and talk them off the ledge, so to speak, or help them with grief and anxiety. What I will do is I will bring whatever training I'm doing with those people and put it into our live training here. So that's coming up sometime in, I believe, in April or March or April sometime. All right, so keep touch on, keep with me, or keep tuned in to this, and you'll know more. Yes, Sue, absolutely. If you do this practice and do it often with more people, you will see there will be a huge impact to others and to yourself. Most importantly, to yourself. You will experience this impact to yourself, but know that you don't have to do anything beyond that to help others, because there is scientific evidence that by you creating that field around you and practicing these techniques, you're affecting everyone around you. So I just wanted to thank you all for those comments. Thank you so much for that. All right, I don't see any more comments or questions coming through. It's been wonderful connecting with you. I hope that I see you all next week, Monday again, same time, same place, and we'll find another wonderful topic for us to discuss then. All right? Thank you so much, and I look forward to chatting with you next Monday. Take care.